It's your boy Brian here, sitting here with Adam.
What's up?
And Mike.
Woo!
And we are starting off the countdown to Infinity War this week.
Woo! Yeah! Every Friday we're doing a Marvel movie all the way up to the much highly anticipated Marvel's Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
Not part 1, not part 2, because they axed that.
They did.
All together.
Well, I mean, there's still going to be a fourth Avengers movie.
Yeah, I know.
Except we don't know who's going to be living and who's going to be dying.
Ruh-roh.
Spoiler, Captain America's probably going to die.
Don't say that.
Let's rewind the clock.
All the way back to 2008.
Like 10 years ago.
Oh, boy, I sure feel old. Do you?
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
I remember going to see this movie.
You youngins.
Mike, do you know what movie we're talking about?
Is it Iron Man?
It's on my shirt. It's Iron Man! The original, starring Robert Downey Jr. as...
The returning Robert Downey Jr.
In the original, he wasn't. This actually was the launch of the Marvel Universe.
That's what I'm saying. He's returning from his decades-long battle with drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, and he's back to being the best actor that I've ever seen.
Robert Downey Jr., man.
Way better than Captain America.
You can...
We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to the first Avenger.
Anyway, but Iron Man. I
So-
think great film.
So let's start off with the plot a little bit. Tony Stark, billionaire playboy philanthropist. He is writing in Afghanistan, some sort of Middle Eastern country. And the beginning of the movie starts with him riding along with a convoy, and it gets blown up. Switch to a little bit further on. He escapes because he's been captured. He escapes from his capturement by building a suit out of metal
Or iron.
Oh my God!
And he escapes. He becomes the invincible Iron Man.
That's right.
And this movie stars Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard, which he's only in this movie and not the other ones.
Yeah.
He's really kicking himself in the teeth, isn't he?
Oh, by far.
You know he is.
And then Jon Favreau also starred in it and directed it. This movie is fantastic. It is the perfect way to start off a universe, not like The Mummy.
Ooh, we'll get to that.
Excuse me. We're in 2008.
I'm still angry about The Mummy.
At the time, at this point in our time frame, there's only 3 mummy movies.
I'm talking about Brendan Fraser. You know that, right?
I like those.
Yeah, I like those movies too. What's wrong with those movies, Brian?
You like the third movie?
Scorpion? Oh no, you're talking about
the Rise of the
Dragon Emperor.
Yeah, that one was terrible. So
Well,
anyways,
It was okay.
anyways,
Right.
so getting back to Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. stole this movie.
Well, yeah.
By far.
He's Iron Man.
He's on the cover.
He looks like Tony Stark would.
Well, yeah.
I'm talking about real life. If there was
yeah.
somebody who you were going to say is prototypical Tony Stark, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Very photo accurate. If you take a comic book drawing of Tony Stark, you put it next to Robert Downey Jr. The resemblance.
It's uncanny.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Gwyneth Paltrow is phenomenal as Pepper Potts. Even though there's a lot of people that do not like Gwyneth Paltrow. I love Gwyneth Paltrow.
She's really good in this role.
And she's nice to look at.
You don't have a little crush there, do you, Brian?
Oh, when she's a redhead, I have a way big crush on her.
You could say Brian wants to be her apple. Oh, he sees what I did there.
But
Moving on.
So, going off of the characters, this is the best portrayal of a superhero that I've seen.
It had a great beginning, middle, end, climax. I mean, if we weren't even doing any other Marvel movies and just Iron Man, it's just a good standalone movie. It is. There's nothing. I think the nice part about this movie is that there's nothing bridging between it. There's no introductions of new characters.
No.
It's just Iron Man.
So,
although the ending, we were back in 2008, the most amazing ending to a movie. Because immediately you're going, oh my God!
I do have a funny story about that.
Okay.
When I first saw the movie, because it's been 10 years since the movie came out, and I just recently watched it again. It's the first time I ever saw the ending credits
Really,
scene.
you walked out?
I walked out.
What?
Dude, when it's
This is also
this is also 2008.
right.
yeah.
We
So
weren't,
let's talk
we
about
weren't
2008.
introduced to the whole. You have to skip through all the. You know, stay through all the credits for the bonus 5-second movie.
And now within 10 years of what Marvel has done to their credit scenes, I
Oh,
don't want to leave a movie theater.
Disney and Marvel Studios has us whipped
Well, actually,
to make sure we stay.
Actually, this movie wasn't because Marvel wasn't bought by Disney. yet.
That's right. It was Paramount.
Oh yeah.
This wasn't. This wasn't.
Paramount.
This wasn't Disneyverse yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think Disney came in halfway through the second phase of Marvel.
Yeah, because Disney's like, hey, that's
This
a
is
good idea.
this is making some money.
We need that.
But so Iron Man, like I said, I didn't stay for the ending credits. I didn't know there was going to be an Avengers
Yeah.
movie until after the Incredible Hulk.
All right. So right now, you don't want to hear about this secret ending. We're going to give you 5 seconds.
5,
1,
4,
2,
3,
4,
2,
5.
1.
Okay.
If you didn't
so
leave now, too bad.
so Nick Fury in the end.
Yep, played by
in.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Why wouldn't you cast him as?
I mean,
He was Mace
the
Windu.
original Nick Fury was David Hasselhoff.
Well, okay. Depending on what universe you're talking about, because prior to this, Nick Fury was actually a white guy.
Exactly.
And now we're in a universe where Nick Fury is Samuel Jackson.
And it just makes sense.
He's Mace Windu. He's Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
He's who else did he play?
He's the
guy in Pulp Fiction.
He's the douchebag that tried to kill Kong in the new Kong movie.
Well, okay,
I didn't see
again,
that.
Brian,
I didn't see
you're
Kong.
jumping ahead here. We're gonna rewind the clock.
I didn't
We're
see
in
Kong.
2008 here.
Just like point out for the third time, I did not see Kong.
Thank
Thank you, Brian.
Sucks for you.
It does.
Anyway,
Anyways,
he comes in and is going, I'm putting together a team. And if you're a fan of the comic books, 2008 were immediately going, oh my God, they're doing Avengers.
Yeah.
and then they kind of retcon themselves with Iron Man 2, but still.
What are you talking about?
He said he's not going to. He said he's not allowed to be part of the Avengers at the end of the movie.
And you trust that? Why?
Because he doesn't work well with others.
Funny. He doesn't work well with others. He's not nice.
Anyway, Avengers, good movie.
But that's different.
We're going,
the-
but
I'm
we're
sorry.
talking about Iron Man.
Iron Man, you got me because you're jumping through time here.
I am.
Iron Man.
I'm like the Watcher from. I'm like the Watcher from Marvel.
Well, and also
Stanley.
the Stan Lee cameo. This is the first introduction of the Stan Lee cameo.
Hef.
He was Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner was pretty good scene.
Yeah. But
It
he
was
had some
good.
other cameos, though, Stan Lee.
Well, yeah, but
Again.
this is the first one.
No, it's not.
I don't know where you are, Mike.
We're not
in
talking. We're not talking about.
2008.
We're not talking about Mallrats.
No, like before, like Daredevil.
Was he in Daredevil?
He was. He was the
Well,
guy
okay.
that almost walked out.
Oh wait, he was in Spider-Man as well.
But
Yeah, I
again,
forgot about that.
Spider-Man
But
also.
again, though, these movies weren't part of the cinematic universe that we now know
Iron Man.
and love.
The Iron Man movie from 2008 pretty much took the movies before, like Daredevil and that Hulk movie. Elektra, and they're like,
Did you say Hulk?
No.
Ew.
yeah, the Hulk movie. Yeah, you know what I'm
Which
talking
one?
about. The one with
Oh
Eric
no,
Bana.
it was no.
The
It's
one with
just,
Eric Bana.
so there's the Incredible Hulk, and then there's Hulk. We're talking about Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
No, we're talking about Hulk.
Yeah, the one from 2004.
Yeah, the Hulk.
Was,
That was bad.
Anyway, Iron Man was, I think, for us,
so good.
so good.
It's the best jumping off point that it comes from starting off a cinematic universe right.
Yes.
It's the
It's
only
true.
time that I've ever. It's the only time because I'm also a big monster movie fan, and I'm not going to talk about the Mummy that just got released recently. I'm talking about like the original cinematic universe monster movies, the original Universal
Black and
monsters, where they built a cinematic universe around their monsters.
whites. Oh yeah.
And then we're looking at this age of superheroes, where geekdom is the norm now, and
It's cool to be. A
it's
nerd.
it's cool to be a nerd. And you look at how fast and how well that this has happened. It's happened over 10 years, but we have 19 movies. There's 19
Yeah.
movies
And we're going to
now.
be reviewing them all.
And we have 19 movies of this cinematic universe that has been there. Even if they're a bad movie, which we'll get to those, which is Iron Man 2 and 3.
No.
Thor,
Hey,
The Dark World.
Anyway,
Hey.
They're even fun to watch.
Yeah.
No matter
Over
what,
and over
you
again.
you can't hate you
No,
cannot hate
can't.
these movies.
It's not possible.
You can dislike them, but you cannot hate them.
Yeah.
I think I think this movie also brought about the fact that because before, superhero movies were always dark, edgy.
Right.
The fact that they had to be like not part
All ages.
or not part of the comic book.
Yeah.
They had to be a property in and of itself,
Right.
like Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire
It's
Spider-Man.
the best one.
I'm
Like
gonna
that
argue until
itself
once we
was-
get to the new ones.
But anyway, Iron Man, your final thoughts.
So Iron Man is the perfect way to start off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the most fun Iron Man movie. It's probably Iron Man in his best role, or Robert Downey Jr. in his best role in this universe until we get to the newer phases.
Yeah.
Um,
After everything's happened.
and then my final verdict for this movie is 4 stubs out of 5.
All right. Well, I'm a big Iron Man fan.
As we can tell.
I give it 5 out of 5. I love it. I've watched it recently a couple months ago. It's still
Oh, it holds up.
so good.
It holds up.
You see how I'm dressed?
It's like a very fine wine. It's just
Gets better with age.
yes. All right.
But
Your
you
thoughts.
see how I'm
We're not
We're not talking about
we're not at the
you.
Civil War just yet.
Test
Not
tube.
yet. But test. Oh, hey.
Test tube.
Back it up.
I'm
We're
sorry.
not there yet.
We're
Let's calm
2008.
let's calm down, Shellhead.
Oh wait, cold.
All right, but stay tuned.
Oh wait, what we need his
Yeah.
verdict.
Yeah. You could.
Oh, sorry.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Pretty good.